Welcome back. Welcome back to Seed Tarot. This is the advanced tarot for Cancer. So, this is the reading that will move very quickly. We'll do some clarifications for the cards. If you haven't already, check out the first reading for Cancer. Like I said, this is the advanced reading. I will give you a quick recap of what I read for the initial reading, and then we'll move more quickly and go through the clarifiers. So for your reading, we had the Lovers at the very center of the card, denoting obviously a decision point or a deepening a connection or an upcoming union. With the Hierophant card, this is a very, very deep, very serious commitment. There's also a message about higher learning, some possibly going back to school. There was, in addition, a message about, with the Queen of Pentacles, being very nurturing of a connection or being nurturing of oneself if you are single. And there is a potential for being able to make a better decision when you are more relaxed. And so we talked about this Mudra card, which came out discussing assertion. So someone may have difficulty communicating what they want, or their person has difficulty really getting to the heart of the issue and communicating what they want. Okay. And so there were a few other messages, but I was just going back to the original reading to get the details on that. So I'm going to leave the Queen of Pentacles here, and then we'll do all the clarifiers. All right. Divine ancestors, spirits, clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. So we have Judgment, Seven of Swords in the upright, and this Wheel of Fortune. But really, this is like a wild card, a joker card. So whenever I get this card, then I know I really have to channel energy, and I have to apply principles of mediumship and rely on spirit to give me the message. So give me 1 second here. Okay, so I'm seeing very clearly exactly what the situation is regarding. And this is about there's a few things. One, specifically, in the past, there was a situation where someone was in a relationship in which they felt as if they couldn't say anything, they couldn't do anything without upsetting someone else. It's a very specific scenario. But I'm getting this for a reason. So there's one of you out there who was in this situation, and it's really, 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 really important for you to understand in your next relationship. If this lesson is not learned, there's a possibility of repeating the cycle again. So regarding this, it's almost like a walking on eggshells type of energy that I'm getting. And so the time has come really for you to move on from operating and living in that state of feeling that way, Cancer. And the big giveaway here is understanding that this feeling of being extra cautious or feeling pressured to be extra cautious of how you act and how you say stems from a few different things. It could be insecurity. It could also be dealing with someone who maybe is very controlling. Normally, under normal circumstances, that's what it would be because of. It's someone so demanding, so controlling, Cancer, that they almost literally feel like you have to watch everything that you say, everything that you do, otherwise you may upset them. However, the interesting thing about this dynamic is that the truth that you need to see is that it has nothing to do with anyone else. It really has nothing to do with the other person. Yes, they may have been a controlling type of person, but the wheel is turning on you. So everything is turning towards you. There's a message here about going within, trusting your higher self, and asking yourself how you feel about the situation deeply, because what you will find is that in reality, it wasn't never about the controlling nature of someone else, whether it's your family or a controlling partner from the past. It was never about them. It was about you. It was always about you. And it was always about the fact that you have this deep sense of, and this is a possibly an unhealed wound or trauma, but this is a deep sense of feeling guilt, okay? And that's where your power is going to be in the future situation, is being freed, is being liberated from that, from anyone ever trying to make you feel anything in general, but specifically guilt. And it's a very, very, very powerful place to be. That's going to put you back into alignment, because what the divine has for you is to live, to be in a relationship, to be in a dynamic connection in which you never have to feel guilty about anything you say or do. You don't ever have to worry about whether, if you say or do a certain thing, it will upset your partner and cause them to leave you or something like that. That fear of abandonment, that self-consciousness, that all of those insecurities, nobody likes to admit that they have them, first of all, and that's okay. But understand, it's a gift, okay? And it's not like a gift that you can actually see or feel or touch, but it's power. It's power, and the divine wants you to stand and live in that power. So when you do get to this union or this connection, it could be with someone you're with now or someone who you will be in of, and it will be obviously a very serious one, because we have a hierophant here, which is a very higher level of commitment. That's what's gonna be able to help the connection go the distance. In the fact that you're gonna actually feel free. You will feel free in the connection. You feel free to love. You feel free to communicate without judgment, without shame, without feeling pressured to be someone who you are not, or to act a certain way that you maybe are expecting your partner to want from you. Okay. There's a very specific, I don't know who this is about, but this could just be for clarification. I'm just seeing a vision here, this very specific situation in which there is this, there's someone who is, I want to say, just really kind of putting in a lot of effort into like their physical appearance, or making some changes to their physical appearance. Like, even like, I'm getting very like serious specific, like going as far as having like a surgical procedure. And maybe it may not even be like a surgical procedure, but like something like lip fillers or like Botox, something. This is like so specific. I'm sorry, you guys, but I just have to get it out. So something like that, we're wanting to have, or even like the permanent, like, makeup type of thing. I'm really seeing that very clearly. I don't know what that's about, but that's just being shown to me. So just that, the energy of that, and the energy of doing that type of stuff, or doing those type of things, like quite literally altering your physical body in the 3D in order to accommodate the potential of attracting a partner, or because, in general, it's the energy of doing that, or doing those things for someone else. So that may be really important lesson to learn, because what I'm getting is that this person, whoever like this higher level of commitment is for, is really for someone, or it's really the person who you're attracting is at a much higher vibrational state. This is someone, the person you're meant to be with, your divine partner, really actually is quite different. This is like a different type of breed of person. They really appreciate and understand like natural beauty. And I don't mean just natural beauty as in like, you know, someone, guys who don't have a six pack, or like females who don't, women who don't wear makeup. It's more like your individual type of beauty. There's someone here is like that, you're the type of person who, like, you know, that like when the light catches you, I'm getting such specific things. Okay. Like when the light catches you at a certain angle, or at certain times of the day, when you look in the mirror, you really think, "Oh wow, I look really great today." Or "Wow, like I really look, nice in this light." It's that type of person who's able to like see you in that way, in that really beautiful way that you see yourself, all the time. Like, when they look at you, that's all that they see. That's the quality, that's the type of person that you're attracting, okay? And that happens after you get your power back. Do you understand? Okay, so let's clarify Lover's card. Spirits, guides, universe, clarify the Lovers. Thank you. So we have a secret, something hidden here. Page of Cups. This is a message. This is also can also not for everyone, but small handful of you. This has something to do with children. One or a few of you, you or your person. There's a message regarding children. Trying to balance the schedule, trying to coordinate. Also, visualizing and fantasizing about something emotional that wants to be communicated, some sort of emotional exchange, wanting to see someone, wanting to have a conversation, sit down and have a conversation with the Ace of Swords. And the purpose of that conversation, or the purpose of coordinating schedules and trying to work out either, children life or career life, like basically other responsibilities with you in order to communicate the fact that they want to gain clarity on where the connection is going. It's that conversation of that what are we type conversation, or where is this going type conversation. That's that's the decision point, is having to decide on what to say, where, when, what, how, why. And I'm picking up there's probably a lot of anxiety regarding this. The star in reverse, so this hasn't happened yet because it's in the reverse, but it will happen. There's going to be a feeling of, and I'm getting it's in the very near future. So if it's not literally right now, this is what's going to happen for July. It's going to be a feeling of something. There's an emotion here. I'm feeling it right now. And it's not the greatest feeling in the world, I will admit. It's kind of like that I don't know if you know that feeling of, like, when you're on a roller coaster and you're at that point where it's about to drop, like that sinking kind of feeling, or like you're on a swing and you're at the point where you're about to go forward, that, like, it's not butterflies, it's almost like I don't want to say it's not fear, it's more of like a, oh my gosh, like that kind of feeling. And it's that feeling mixed with a feeling of disappointment. So there's gonna be potentially a situation where, for like a split second, and it's that energy of, like, almost like someone maybe wants to see you, or you wanna see someone, or you wanna talk to someone, or there's supposed to be some sort of plan, and then there's, like, a split second where the pit of your stomach just falls or drops, and you just get so sad and so disappointed, like in a we're getting some interference here because when there are okay, I think we're back. Yeah, when sorry, guys. When there's too much energy and, like, spiritual activity, I don't know if you know this, but electronics don't tend to work that great. Wow. Alright, anyway, so this is about that feeling of hopelessness, like feeling like, "Oh, man," like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get to see them," or, "Oh, I'm not sure if we're gonna get to have that conversation," or, "Oh, I'm not even sure." It could even be like, "I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to be together," like, it's almost like that, like, feeling of, like, sadness, almost like someone is like, you're feeling the energy of someone, like, drifting from you, or like you're possibly losing someone, but it's gonna be, like I said, a split second, and then it's gonna be automatic switch up, like, "Oh, actually, I can see you," or, "Oh, actually," like, it's like one of those things where, like, they call you right back or something weird like that, and then all of a sudden you're filled with hope, and you feel so bright, and, like, your day is, like, 10 times better, um, because your spirits are lifted once again, like that type of situation. Interesting. Clarify the Hierophant, divine spirits, universe. Yeah, there's a lesson about that, by the way. There's something hidden that you really do need to understand. Interesting. Wheel of Fortune. I did mention about the Wheel of Fortune turning. But with the Ten of Swords here, this is a feeling of a few things. Is exhaustion, obviously, but also this is the energy of almost being, this is like quitting before your blessing. This is that energy. And that's one of the major lessons that you need to learn. And that's also regarding that situation where you come into a point where you almost feel like, oh, like I lost that person. Oh, like or like, oh man, this isn't going to work out, or like, or maybe even like, oh, I feel like I'm never going to find someone. This is that energy of like being like self-defeating to the point where you just like completely give up right before destiny happens, right before destiny steps in with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse beautifully. Because this is what has not yet happened. And what will happen is that that Wheel of Fortune will turn, and what's destined for you, what's fated to happen, which is that higher level of commitment with someone who truly recognizes and appreciates and understands your beautiful soul, your divinity. That's what the divine wants for you, and that's what's going to happen. But like I said, in the basic reading, the initial reading from before, if you haven't watched it, I suggest you just quickly check it out. But in a nutshell, it was me explaining how I channeled the message about learning a lesson, and if the lesson is not learned, that you're going to find yourself in a cycle, meaning you're going to repeat what you had before. So all of this is going to go away. The commitment, the union, the relationship, the harmony, the peace that you may have already in a relationship, that's going to go away. And then you're going to be stuck here. Why? Because that's karma. Do you understand? So physically and spiritually, energy needs to move. So if you remain stuck in that energy of always being in a fear of being abandoned, or always expecting, having an expectation, and then when that expectation is not met, you become really disappointed, and like in a split second just completely like your day is ruined type deal, you're going to keep getting more of the same, because it's, in a sense, that's like asking the universe for more disappointment. And because there's a much better way to work through those type of emotions, a much healthier way. When you sit in that energy of disappointment and become one of those like doomsday people where it's like, oh well, this didn't go right, or I'm not finding my person, and just kind of sitting in that energy, you're not allowing the energy to move, to flow. So you need to ascend. That's what the word ascension means, is leveling up. So my suggestion, the point of guidance for you from spirit right now, is to work on this mudra here, which is, or just practicing us being assertive. Assertive means communicating very clearly what you want. And what I'm getting is you're going to be blown away when you start doing this. When you start being very clear about what you want with other people, two things are going to happen. One, people will communicate back to you in the same way, meaning they'll tell you exactly what they want and what their expectations are, because in a sense you're giving an example of how you want to be treated. So by being clear, you're sending a clear message that you expect people to be clear with you. And two, you're going to develop and start to build a momentum of being just a very powerful and very empowered individual. Okay, because that's allowing the energy to move forward. You're standing in your power, and that's who you are, Cancer. That's who your divine self, your higher self, is ultimately responsible for guiding you in your true destiny, your true path, and where you're meant to be headed towards. Okay, so that is, wow, that is what I have for you for the month of July, Cancer. Please subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next videos. Also, I invite you to check out the podcast if you like listening to positive affirmations. And we have some, if you think that you may be in a soul flame or twin flame connection, we do also have some readings on that if you're ready for it. They tend to also be a little bit longer than these type of videos and a lot more specific. So if you have a question or you're looking for a message, yours is probably in one of those readings, but understand that you got to be ready to hear it. Some people may not, some don't always like what they hear, But if you're in the energy where you're ready to hear the truth and you really want to know, it will be shown to you. It will be shown to you. It will be revealed, especially if it's for your highest good. Okay? Love you so much, Cancer. Until next time, be blessed and be well.